have my pity party, and I'm getting nowhere while she comes first. How can I get some confidence when my mind never wants to be friends? It just keeps comparing me to her. Who's that girl? She walks around like she could rule the world. She goes for everything that she deserves. Say, what would it take for me to be like her? I wanna know who's that girl. She's got a power that could rock the earth. I bet she's got a wicked way with words. Say, what would it take for me to be like her? I wanna know. I wanna know. 'Cause I just wanna be somebody, not just anybody. Tell me who's that? Who's that? Who's that girl? Who's that girl? 'Cause I just wanna be somebody, not just anybody. Tell me who's that? Who's that? Who's that girl?
Hello. Hi. Who's that girl? I don't know, but she's trying to make shit work again. It does look good. Does my frame rate look okay if I go like this? Oh my god, my armpits are so sweaty. Okay, we're keeping my armpits down. Yeah, it looks okay on my end. Yeah, you guys let me know if shit starts getting all funky. So I found out, because this morning I was trying to go live and do this again. My hair is such a mess. What in the world? And yeah, the preview looks good. Okay. Yeah, it still wasn't working. I'm like, oh my god. So I am plugged in. I have this like 100-foot cord Ethernet cable, or 100 foot long or whatever. It's connected downstairs. It's like a we are plugged directly into my internet, and anyway, I found out that there's an outage in my area since last night, apparently, when my stream just like completely took a shit. Yeah, apparently there was an outage, and it didn't get fixed until like an hour ago. I was out running errands, and then I got the text that it was all finished and fixed and stuff, so let's hope that we're good here. Timing. Okay, good, I'm glad. So what I'm gonna do, since we had all these stupid issues, but also, I mean, it says excellent connection, so that's good. We only have, it says 43 viewers right now, which is not a lot, so I'm like, hopefully the notifications went out, but people are probably just thinking like, Savannah's just fucking around again. No, I'm pretty sure it's fixed. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, the Ethernet cable is just for security here, just to make sure that we're good. But so yeah, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna end up just probably editing together, like splicing together last night's stream and today's stream, and put like just like a video together so people can watch it like normal, because it's been so fucky wucky, man. I don't know. Sam, I would say probably there was a lot of like juicy stuff in the first part of this. So anyway, but hey, I'm glad you guys are here. I know it's a weird time of day. Unfortunately, well, I don't want to say unfortunately, I'm excited, but I have stuff going on tonight, so I couldn't do like a nighttime stream, so we're here. My kids are downstairs, my husband's at work, so I might have to take breaks to do stuff for them, but they should be good. Anyway, so we do have, oh, that's my stream thing. That's what I meant to pull up. Yeah, everything looks good on the stream end, so I rewound it to a point where I feel like we may have left off yesterday. I'm not positive exactly where we left off, Hula Chow Down, you're good. I mean, I just appreciate that you guys are, like, here and, like, showing up to part 2 of the stream, you know? Like, it's so unfortunate. I'm pretty sure, like, the ghost of Jessie Lee fucking haunted my internet last night and this morning. It's just like, stop talking about me. Yeah, because what a weird situation to have going on. But I think we're ready to get going again. Everything looks good. Yeah, it's still good on your guys' end? That's good. That's true, yeah. All my European viewers, probably this is a lot easier for them to watch. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it is night for you guys too. And it's Friday night, so woohoo! Okay. Alright, so, yeah, hopefully some people will get to watch the replay of this and stuff, and then, yeah, I'll get a, fully just, like, edited, like, normal video coming out sometime next week. I don't like this. Whoa. Wow, really? You're not gonna let me just, like, slowly move it to the center? You're just gonna... Okay. This is so ugly. Are you serious? Maybe it's not bothering you guys. Maybe if I just make this bigger. Yeah, there we go. That's better. Now, maybe a little bit more. Sorry. Yeah, that's doable, right? I think. Okay. All right. Yeah, that looks better. Except for now, I need to... Whoa, seriously? Europe has Fridays? I don't know. I've never been. Y'all are gonna have to tell me. Sorry, now I'm just trying to fix my centering shit. It just got all messed up. Okay. Alright, let's get going. We'll jump back into it. And we're just all here to pretend that nothing happened yesterday, and this is just a continuation. Everything's fine. Here we go. Oh, look, Aaron. Oh, hi, Aaron. There in the corner. Hello. Ooh, that sounds juicy. Cool. Okay, let's go.
And I mean, she fought. She weaned herself off all medications. She was there 7 days. I think day 3 or 4. She said, "Stop giving me this. I'm gonna get out of here. I think need you to stop giving me this medicine, the pain relief." And yeah, she fought. She really wanted to get better. And at the day before she passed, I put my hand on her, and I just told her, "You and I believe in the same God. And if you go home, it means you did everything you were supposed to do. And I love you." I've told this story a few times to close friends, so I have a little more strength today. But it was one of my greatest honors, having worked with her and learning from her. And I don't mean business. I don't mean... the stuff that we don't get to take with us. Yes, I mean life. She'd gone to Egypt 2 weeks before she passed, or 2.5 weeks before she passed, which was on her bucket list. She had spoken on one of the biggest stages in her career.
Does anyone remember her going to Egypt? Because I feel like I don't remember that. I feel like I would remember her going to fucking Egypt. I don't remember that at all. I know she went to Germany. I know she went to... I think she went overseas a few times, maybe. She was, like, really into... Was it London? Or, like, there was some European country that she, like, loved. I don't remember which one it was. Yeah, I don't remember her going to Egypt, though. Maybe that happened, like, before her diagnosis. I don't know. But I do know that she was speaking on, like, giant stages and stuff. Like, upwards of maybe, like, 2 or 3 months before she actually passed away. Like, Jessie Lee was seriously working non-stop the entire freaking time, dude. Up until the very last second. We have Ed Milet to thank for that. What are words? Yeah, just like, yep, don't slow down. Don't let this fucking cancer shit get you down, man. Like, I don't know. It's such an unfortunate situation, dude. But yeah. Was it Spain that she, like, I don't think it was Spain. She might have gone there, though. I don't remember. Oh, hi, DC. She went on a trip with Sasha and Mateo. To Egypt, she did? Was that after her diagnosis? I don't know why I don't remember that. I suppose just a lot going on. and I think they went to Egypt. Was it like a, I don't want to say European because Egypt isn't European, but like just like a, not like a world tour either, but you know, that part of the world tour with them. Maybe. Because I feel like Sasha and Mateo were kind of like MIA through most of the cancer stuff, you know? Before. Okay, see, that makes more sense. Yeah. Because I feel like I don't remember her going to Egypt, like, after. Because once she had the diagnosis, Sasha and Mateo, like, weren't really around. So, yeah. Anyway.
Just probably 6 weeks before. I mean, she was constantly doing what she wanted to do. She did not stop living, and she did not live like a sick person. And
Thanks,
not
Ed.
that there's anything wrong with that, but to be absorbing that, to be in proximity of
That kind of energy and that just will. God.
Right. And I'm telling you, from the last day that we had together, and we looked at each other, and, you know, I said, if this is just an infection, because we still weren't certain what was going on, you are more than capable to be an infection.
If you haven't watched part 1, first of all, definitely do that. But she literally had just got done saying that Jessie Lee's, like, final, what do you call it? Like, her reason for passing ultimately was sepsis or something. It's like, sepsis isn't just an infection that you can just fight off. We were talking about it last night. I don't remember exactly where we left off, but it was around this part. So we should be getting to new shit in a second. But, yeah, no, sepsis, like, I think people in the chat were saying that you can fight it off, but you need, like, IV fluids and antibiotics, and, like, even then your chances of fighting it off and surviving are fairly low. Like, you can't just, like, especially, you're not gonna sit there and tell a woman who's dying from stage 4 fucking cancer, like, oh yeah, your body is totally in the right shape to fight off an infection. You can do it. You're totally capable of it. It's like, what? Do you hear yourself? What are you talking about? Oh my god, DC, I didn't know that. My dad almost died from sepsis about a month ago. I had no fucking idea. I'm glad he didn't. I hope he's okay now. I just know, like, it's so fucking brutal. Like, that's like when I had my miscarriage. I know I talk about it all the time, you guys probably know, but like, I had a miscarriage at 16 weeks. But this is why abortion is healthcare and why abortion is so fucking important, because I could have died. But when they found out that it was a miscarriage, they did like an ultrasound, did the measurements and stuff, and they found that the baby had passed away at least a week prior to finding it. So my body wasn't doing what it needed to do to get rid of it, and it was just like, this sounds like really messed up and brutal, but I guess I'm past it enough in my mental health to talk about it in this way. But it was literally just rotting, like, inside of my womb. So thankfully they found it, and 2 days later I'm getting surgery and fine. If that had not happened, I might not be here right now. Like, because that's the whole point. That's the reason why they take this stuff so seriously, especially with pregnancies and pregnancy losses and miscarriages and stuff. It can lead to sepsis so fast. So that's why abortion is so important, because then you generally don't go septic if you have a doctor get rid of everything. So, yeah. Sorry, kitty chat. A bad time to come to the light. We're talking about sepsis. Like, it's just, yeah, I know, DC. Yeah, I literally just went in for my 16-week standard checkup, and they couldn't find the heartbeat. That's what happened. I didn't know. I had, like, no symptoms of it. I had spotting, like, weeks before, and I went in to get checked, and they found the heartbeat then, and they're like, oh, it's probably fine. It's just, like, pregnancy, sometimes that happens, da-da-da, and then, yeah. So, I mean, I would say that was a symptom and a sign that was happening, but, like, at the time there was no way of knowing that was going to happen. Anyway, my whole point is that sepsis is something you don't want to fuck around with, and you can't just tell someone who's literally on their deathbed, dying from stage 4 cancer, like, oh, it's just an infection, you'll fight it off. No, you don't just fight off fucking sepsis, dude. You don't. Yeah, Dana, that's what I ended up having. I think my hospital paperwork said a D and E, which is generally the same. I think it's just a different method. There's D and C and D and E. both involve dilating and then going in and cleaning it out, but I don't remember the difference between the two, but it's generally the same thing. My understanding was that they used like a vacuum kind of thing to just like suck it all out. Anyway. Oh, Laura, I'm so sorry. I hope he's okay. But yeah, Dana, I attribute a abortion, literally that's what it is, to saving my fucking life, dude. So, because I probably would not be here right now without it. So, yeah, and I had another miscarriage 4 months after that. That was 6 weeks, and it all passed on its own. That was also traumatic, but... And then I had my son, so... So it was a happy ending, I guess, but it was a really traumatic time. Enough about me. We don't have to talk about me and my issues anymore. My whole point is that sepsis is scary, and doctors would prefer that you do everything you can to avoid going into sepsis. Like, it's, yeah. E stands for evacuation, C stands for curettage. Yeah, something like that. I don't know if it's evacuation. I was gonna say excavation, but I don't think that's right. That's like, excavation doesn't sound right. Whatever it is, yeah. I mean, it's generally the same thing. Because I remember asking about that, too. When I was, like, signing my hospital paperwork. I was like, oh, I thought I was getting a D and C, and this says D and E. And they were just like, oh, it's just a little different way of getting everything out, but it's, like, the same thing. Anyway, yeah, abortion is healthcare, and I'd probably be dead without it. Anyway, you can't fight off sepsis. Long story short, moral of the story. Yep. Oh, shit, Chrissy. You're almost there. You're almost to the end of it, and I'm sure everything will be fine. You got this.
And she goes, yes, you're right. And then I said, and if it's something else, we already know that there's always been a plan set. And
I'm sorry. That is such a weird fucking thing to say to someone who's very... I'm sorry, but, like, if you could see Jessie Lee in the condition she was in and during her last hospital visit, like... I'm sure it was really obvious that she wasn't gonna make it. That's why fucking Eric Worre got on his private jet and he was making all these stories about it, showing off his nice private jet to go see Jessie Lee for the last time in the hospital. We all knew what was going on. And we all know Eric Worre, like, he had all these speaking engagements. He had people in town and shit. He had to, like, skip town for a few hours to fly to, I think Dallas is where she was, to say goodbye to her. Like, we all knew shit was going down, you know? So it's wild to me that the condition she was in must have been so crazy. The idea of looking at someone in that condition and being like, hey, you know, if you don't make it, it's all just part of the plan. I'm sorry. What? You're gonna say that to someone on their deathbed? Like, you know, if this is the end, it's all part of God's plan. That's, to me anyway, like, that is not comforting. But I'm not a religious person. Maybe to religious people that would be. But even me, when I was a religious person, like, that would not be comforting to me. I'd be scared out of my fucking mind. So I don't know. Even when I was at my most religious and, like, being like, yeah, heaven's gonna be great, you know? It's scary. Like, it's just such a weird fucking thing to say to somebody. Are you trying to be comforting? Or are you trying to scare? Like, what are you trying to do? I don't know. Sounds like the plan was to live entrenched in deep denial until reality caught up to her. I think she died in denial, honestly, in my opinion. I don't know for sure, but, yeah. I'm glad you guys are here. I know this subject matter is, pretty heavy, but anyway, let's keep going.
And it was beautiful for us to have that much of a connection, and I didn't really realize it then. Mm-hmm. Because a lot of her surrounding support system was very much just in the energy that she was, that you're going to get better no matter what. There's no other option.
Right.
And I was still kind of in that, you know, survival mindset from what I'd been through, to be able to look at her and be like, if this is what happens, we both know that means you did all the damn things you were supposed to do.
Okay, I'm pretty sure I paused this after she said this last night, and it would have been like right before the stream ended. But you didn't do everything you were supposed to do. MD Anderson, every oncologist you talked, or I say you, she talked to, told her she needed to do like very like targeted chemotherapy, like intense chemotherapy and stuff. They were telling her all these things she had to do. And even then, I think, and I was reminded of this in someone left a comment, I think, on the stream yesterday. And I believe the doctors told her, you know, you won't live to see Christmas if you don't do anything. I think they said, like, with chemotherapy and all that stuff, she would still only have like 2 years. And I think, you know, ultimately it would be someone's, you know, it's their choice, you know, to either try to do chemotherapy and be really, really sick for the last part of your life, or just stick it out and try to heal yourself naturally. And that's what she ended up doing, and that's her choice. But I feel like the reason she made that choice was like a very misguided reason, you know, based on, first of all, Ed Milet basically hyping her up and being like, you're fine, but also just the amount of misinformation out there that's just like, yeah, Chris beat cancer. If Chris beat cancer, you can beat cancer, Jessie Lee. Look at you. You're not like normal people, you know? There's just so many fucking people have Jessie Lee's blood on their hands. And I think that's what contributed to a lot of the kind of like toxic positivity that we saw surrounding her, and that she was just emanating everywhere. Because there's just so much misinformation. It's so dangerous. It's wild. I can't wrap my head around it, dude. She wanted to prove everyone wrong. I think I think she also wanted to prove that she was like not like everyone else, you know? I think she wanted to prove that she can manifest her way out of this just the way she manifested her way upwards through her whole life, you know? Ed tried to backpedal after JL died. Really? I don't remember seeing that. But whatever. The damage is fucking done, Ed. Fucking crazy. Misguided is the understatement of the century. Yeah, I guess so. Like, completely lied to and scammed, I guess would be a better way to say it. But misguided, yeah, I don't know. That's like the best descriptor of it, I suppose.
And you should be very proud. Of course, I'm sure it doesn't feel that way, but I knew she needed to hear it. And I hope that I hope it meant something to her, because it never was coming from a place of disbelief. It was just, I wanted her to have comfort. It's okay if it's time.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
that's also such a weird thing to say to someone like Jessie Lee, who's just like, oh, no, it's like, I'm not going to die. I'm not. I'm going to beat this. I'm healing, There was never a doubt in her mind that she was going to die. So, I mean, her condition must have been, obviously it was bad because she never made it out of the hospital, but, like, her condition must have been so fucking bad. It just seems so weird to say this shit to her at that point. Like, because she's probably, well, weren't there, like, text messages that got leaked or something? Yeah, there were. I posted them in one of my videos about the Jessie Lee situation, and I don't remember who posted them, but I remember there was a string of text messages that someone posted, and she was just saying, like, I'm so scared. And it's like, okay, so that's, like, some of the last thoughts that she had while she was alive, and you're just gonna put that on blast like that? It's no wonder that she was scared now, because I guess she had Carissa by her bedside being like, if you die, it's okay. It's like, what the fuck? I'm sorry, like, I'm having a really hard time just wrapping my mind around what mindset do you have to be in where you think it's okay to say that to someone. If you die, it's all right. Easy for you to fucking say. If Jessie Lee said that, if I die, it's okay, that'd be one thing. But to look at someone in a hospital and being like, hey, don't worry if you die. I'm sorry, sorry to harp on this so hard. I just think that is so fucking bizarre. Absolutely bizarre.
That is a very short version of my time with her. And
oh yeah, she did say she didn't want to die.
After she passed, I really went through a huge depressive wave.
Okay.
But it wasn't my normal depressive wave, having chronic depression. I describe it, I'm never not depressed. It's just like levels of it.
Yes.
where, okay, today's a good day because
Mm-hmm.
I got out of bed and I felt, more positive than I usually do. And I
Right.
did my little routine where, okay, today's a bad day. I'm snoozing my alarm for 2.5 hours. I don't want to
Yep.
get out. Or,
Yeah, Bright Balloon. I will say that I am sure in my heart that Carissa had good intentions. She seems like a really like genuinely good person, a good friend. Like she chose to stick by Jessie Lee despite the fact that she only knew her for 2 weeks before she ended up getting her diagnosis, and she still stuck with her. So I think that just speaks to say that, like, yeah, I think Carissa is a good person. She wasn't trying to say the wrong thing, and I think she was really just trying to be supportive, but it's just such a bizarre fucking thing to say. There, you did say, where did it go? I don't know. There was Lisa the cat mom said maybe she was telling her it was okay to stop fighting. But, I mean, maybe. We weren't there, so we don't know. But I just feel like the entire time, she was like, I'm fighting this, I'm curing it. And it just seems like that's not something that Jessie Lee would ever want to hear under any circumstances, Yeah, she's not a medical professional. Neither are Jessie Lee's supposed friends, and everyone was giving medical advice. It was awful. Yeah. And she was getting medical advice from, like, people on TikTok and shit, too. Like, what a fucking mess.
Mm-hmm.
Just...
Feels like gloom and doom some days, and I'm right there with you, girl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it didn't feel like my normal depressive episodes. It felt like I had this... Oh my gosh, I almost feel like I was like the puppet, and there was a puppeteer just kind of like walking me through what I should be doing.
Yeah.
But internally, I felt conflicted, and I felt lost, and I felt pain.
Right.
I had, not only did I enjoy working for her, but I had made a career out of it in 9.5 months.
Right.
That's not
And
a career.
I felt like
being somebody's personal assistant is not a career. I'm sorry. Like, I mean, I don't know what she's doing now. If she's moved on to be a personal assistant to other people, then I guess, sure, I'm a career personal assistant. I guess, maybe. But I don't know if she had been, like, personal assistants before. Like, I don't know what her work history is, but she's just so young. I don't think being someone's personal assistant for 9 months is like, oh, this is my career now, Maybe I don't know. I've never been a personal assistant. I've never been in that world, so maybe I'm wrong, but, like, it just seems like such a weird thing to say. That's right. She did do the Gerson therapy thing. I don't remember what that is, but I think I put it in one of my videos about it. It just seems really tough because the logical endpoint of manifestation is that if it doesn't work, that's your own fault. And maybe Carissa just wanted to be someone to acknowledge the truth to her. I don't think Carissa... Like, I think Carissa believed and still does believe that Jessie Lee was healing and that Jessie Lee was fighting this off and stuff, I don't think that she thought that that was the truth. Like, the whole, like, oh, you can stop fighting now, it's okay. Like, I don't think that she believed that, Because, like, clearly just the way she's talking about it now, like, she's still, like, just completely brainwashed. Like, I was saying this last night, but she hasn't done any introspection or critical thinking at all since Jessie Lee passed. And can you blame her? No. Like, this was a big loss to her. She spent every fucking day with Jessie Lee for 8 or 9 months or whatever it was. It's a hard loss. Like, I mean, it affected all of us in a certain way, but, like, for Carissa, I can understand, maybe not processing it in a healthy way yet. And plus, she's still so young. I just... I don't know. Looking from outside, the meaning of career is really diluted in the U.S., especially amongst young people. That's true. That is true.
A single mom who's just gone out of this messy situation. I finally have something that's mine. I finally did it. I'm on my own 2 feet, and I don't feel like I'm drowning. And to lose my friend and my career in the same day, that was a lot to process.
Yeah, that's sad.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Aww.
Yeah, so I think
Did she throughout that, did she kind of talk you through that at all? Like that would come someday? Or was she just so determined, like, this is not happening?
We never, ever entertained or had a discussion of an
About her
alternative.
of her not making it.
Right.
And I think that's also part of the reason why Carissa also felt comfortable staying. Like, obviously, she's a good enough person to be like, yeah, no, I'll stick by your side. I really do think that she would have done it regardless, even if she knew Jessie Lee was going to die. But I think Jessie Lee also, like, had her and everyone around her just truly believing that she was going to beat it, you know? So Carissa didn't feel like she needed to go find another job or whatever. So, Aaron, hi! Good to see you, friend. I think Carissa doesn't know what she believes, no disrespect, but to say God has a plan and you can manifest your own healing are contradictory beliefs. Yeah, I guess so. I mean, maybe you could argue that manifestation is kind of a form of prayer. I don't fucking know. It is weird when you put it that way. Like, yeah, because that's like well, I don't know. It depends on which denomination of Christianity you are, because some people believe, like, it's all just part of God's plan, and then other people are like, yeah, but we have free will, so we can go against God's plan. Basically, it's like, none of y'all make sense. So, like, where does manifestation fall in all of that? I don't know. Yeah, she described some serious cognitive dissonance a minute ago, but she has certainly rationalized it in a way she doesn't seem to have deconstructed since. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I think she's still in that mindset, and she hasn't done enough critical thinking to get herself out of it. So, yeah.
Yeah. So
Was
it
she
was
married, or was she married or had kids or anything?
No, she
Thank
had
goodness she didn't.
a boyfriend.
A married
and
boyfriend?
She had 2 dogs, 2 fur babies.
Oh.
Yeah, Wookie Lee and Kumba. And one was a pit bull, and Kumba was a mixture of Shar-Pei and something else. But they were beautiful, probably the healthiest, most loved puppies I've ever met.
Aw.
Yeah, until she passed away. Like, I think I said this last night, but I don't know. I don't know if we got this far into the whole dog conversation, but apparently there's speculation that Wookie passed away. Because if you guys remember, Courtney Shortney, she stole the dogs, basically. She was not supposed to have the dogs, but she took them anyway, alongside Jessie Lee's clothes. I think some of her, like, furniture and art and shit. She tried to steal Jessie Lee's ashes from the fucking funeral home. Girl's fucking wild. But all that aside, she also stole the dogs. Like, they were not in her will or her estate or whatever. Like, the dogs were not like, Courtney needs to have control of my dogs. Like, that was not a thing. She was not the one who was supposed to have them, but she ended up with them. And in a recent live stream, there was it looked like a memorial kind of paw print thing. And people are saying that they think it's Wookiee, but I also don't think that, I don't think she's, like, verified that, you know? So, yeah, it's really sad. Mm-hmm. Oh, am I low and the video's high? Okay. Maybe I'll turn my mic up this way. Anyway, let this be a sign that everyone should have a will. Oh yeah, that was another thing too, is that, like, she only, like, started her will. Wasn't she, like, in the Bahamas or something? She was on vacation and she made a video where she was starting to write her will and she was just crying. Because I think she just kind of ended up leaving, like, or writing that she was leaving everything to her brother or something, and her nieces and nephews or whatever. And, I don't think she ever finished the will, or, like, it never was signed, or something was weird with it, because to my knowledge, like, I don't know if her estate ever got sorted out, or if it's still in the courts, dude. Even if Wookiee passed, Courtney will never admit it. Right. Yeah, Sam. And so there's Kumba Charles also. And we've seen him on Courtney's lives, but when he's there, he's, like, super skinny, skin and bones, like, yeah, it's really, really sad. Yeah, DC. Kumba looks super unhealthy, too. You can see his ribs. Yeah. So, it's really sad because Jessie Lee really did love those dogs. Like, she loved, like she would have loved her own children, you know? And so for her to pass away and then just be like thrown into the hands of Courtney, and Courtney clearly didn't do right by them, like it's a fucking tragedy in so many ways, and that's part of the tragedy, dude.
At one point, I was cooking their meals. Like, they were very, very loved and well taken care
You're like,
of.
yes, you are definitely children.
Yes, without a
Yeah.
doubt.
Aw.
But yeah, that was tough. And like I said, I experienced it all with her. Like, I was in the room. They came in to talk about hospice 2.5 days before she passed.
Wow.
And watching them ask her, do you have any next of kin? Do you have any children? And just seeing
Fuck.
her have to answer those questions, I'll never forget.
So young to even,
Fuck.
yeah.
Yeah. So I
Sorry, I need a minute. Like, that fucked me up. I don't know why that just fucked me up so hard, just like listening to her say that. She's just on her hospital bed. And this is the first fucking time that anyone's ever asked you those questions? Like, seriously? It's like she's in such a mindset that she's... I don't know. Like, that... I'm sorry. That's fucking me up. That's... Because, yeah, like... Sorry. I don't know. My mind just broke. Like... Yeah, that fucked me up. Sorry. I'll let it keep playing. I think I have to work through my thoughts on that one there.
feel like just having experienced that, and this is not ideal for everyone. I'm not saying go out and, do exactly as I do. But
Right.
it really put in perspective, like, I can't be in a prison of my mind and limit myself just because I know I have these conditions does not mean I have to put limits on myself.
Right.
And I think that is the biggest lesson. Like, I would never have thought I'd be on any podcast ever.
Right.
Because I'm used to being, the background girl and, the one, texting other people to set up their interviews with Jessie Lee. And,
Right.
and it took me a year, but
Okay.
the process from September 2023 through probably October 2024 is where I came full circle, I felt like. And I'm like, okay, now I have to start living for me.
What does that look like? People also became your people.
Yep.
Is it, you guys let me know if it's back. I'm not getting any, hold on. Shit. I'm not getting any, okay. It's back? Okay. Yeah. Yeah, it's weird because, like, my Streamlabs is not giving me an error, but on the YouTube side, it says that there's a little bit of an error, but, like, a minor one, for whatever reason. I don't fucking know. Anyway, I guess as long as we're back, at least it came back this time. Last time it didn't. Okay. Okay. We'll get back to it. Jesus Christ. What is happening?
Yeah.
She left me physically, but she left me with a lot. And I really needed it. And I think that if anyone is going through grief or any of their mental health struggles, It's finding your people and finding your support and remembering that you're not a burden when it's your people.
Right. Right.
It's definitely my ISP.
And that was probably the glue, more than likely anything, is that I had so many people uplifting me, loving on me, checking on me.
That speaks so much of who she was then.
Oh, absolutely.
Because, I mean, I can remember, like, I've had a lot of loss and traumas. And, you know, like, even I was 25 years old when my first husband died. And listening to you say how you had all of this around you and people, like, loving on you and all these things, I can remember feeling so alone like that. And I didn't have that. You know, I can't imagine what it would have been like to have it. But
yeah,
that's who she was. She left you with that. Oh gosh, that's incredible.
Yeah. And I'm so sorry that you didn't, because it is the most, it's like when you get, if you've been to the beach, I'm not sure, you're in Nashville, but you've been to the beach.
Yeah, we lived in South Florida though for like 20 years.
Yeah, it's like when you're playing all of a sudden and that one wave just takes your feet out and you're just doing this.
Right.
And it's like, you know, what a blessing to have somebody pull you up.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Not that I didn't have some people, you know, but it was kind of part of the reason I do the podcast now too. I mean, it took me so long and so many tragedies, so many things, but a lot of it came from feeling alone and not having that.
Right.
So what an amazing, incredible legacy to leave behind.
Yeah.
For her.
Absolutely. And I'm just one person. I mean, there's...
Oh, maybe she's about to say it, but oh shit, it's giving me a... It's saying it's dropping frames again. I don't know. Of course, let me know if it gets bad again. But depending on who you ask, Jessie Lee's legacy that she's leaving behind is different. Because I think the anti-MLM movement, of course, her legacy is like, holy shit, she had cancer, and she passed away, and it was really tragic and sad, but also she kidnapped her team and brought them to Colombia, and she was just a loud, obnoxious network marketer, like, couldn't look away from her. Like, that's her legacy to us. But if you ask any of the people in the Empire, which was her team, or any of the people who, like, took her trainings and stuff, they're gonna say, oh, she was such a magnificent, kind, caring, loving, like, ambitious person. And it's like, I'm sure she was all those things, but she also, like, was terrible in a lot of ways too, you know? I thought JL was not to be talked about after her passing. I don't know about that. It's been a year and a half, so if you're gonna, like, jump in here and try to, like, talk shit, I don't know. I posted a 4-part series on her a year ago, and that was 6 months after she died, so hey, if you don't want to be here and you don't want to talk about the situation, then you can go somewhere else. Avi was on IG posting ChatGPT love notes to JL, selling Prove It afterward. Yeah, he was, I don't know if he's still in Prove It. Who knows? Helen, what did you say? How does Carissa have support saying something about JL? She didn't say it was JL contacts supporting her. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I misunderstood that too. But I see what you're saying. To me, she'll always be someone who destroyed a family. Oh, yeah, true, Karina. That's another part of her legacy that the anti-MLM movement will remember her for, is literally pulling Avi Ram away from her family, or his family. So, anyway. Oh, hi, Austin. I'm glad you're here. Okay. It's just wild the way, like, it depends on who you ask, but, like, Jessie Lee was a lot of different things to a lot of people. She certainly left behind a legacy, yeah. But that legacy is different depending on who you ask. Oop. There we go.
So many people that I still keep in touch with, and I'm seeing them, you know, excel in their business or start a new business.
Who? Courtney? Courtney, like, got gifted Jessie Lee's downline and then, like, plummeted up to the top of Prove It as if she fucking did anything to deserve that rank advancement. She fucking didn't. She didn't do shit! I'm pretty sure there was, like, a whole thing where she, like the Prove It, like, the recruiting leaderboards or whatever, like, she was never even on them. Like, she would go, like, months without recruiting a single person. Meanwhile, she's at the top of the company. It's like, yeah, wow, she's doing so great. Excuse me. Who else are you fucking talking about?
Or quit their business and be a mom and just give
Right.
everything to their family.
Who did
Because
that?
Like, we all who were in close proximity to her, even if it was through social media,
Sure.
it was like we collectively just all were like, I'm going to live for me and I'm going to live however I need to live and what is my joy, and that is what I'm going to chase. I'm not going to
Right.
chase all these other nonsensical things anymore because
So what did you think? Like, it's a year. You're going through all the feelings, all the ups and downs, that you go through with grief and loss. And
right.
when you're talking about October, like, what were you feeling? Like, what did you tell yourself? Like, what came over you to where you're like, okay, I'm moving forward and this is what I'm going to do?
Yeah, I mean, that's a great question because it was honestly just one of those aha moments where you catch yourself. Like, I kept allowing
Hi, Tanya.
myself space, space if I needed to grieve, space if I needed to just rest, or if I wanted to avoid all my responsibilities and go watch, 2 movies in a row at the movie theater. Like, I gave myself all of this space to just be.
Right.
And then knowing a year had passed.
Oh, Becca, that's a good point. Because Prove It got bought out by Herbalife. Is that the new business people started? Maybe. Has that kicked into gear yet? Does anyone know? I remember, if Erin is still here, or even DC, if she's still here, they probably know. I don't know if that has, like, switched over yet, or if it's still in the works, but I don't know. And even then, the only difference, really, between, like, being in Prove It and being in Herbalife is that, like, you're still selling the same products and doing the same things. Now you just work for Herbalife instead of Prove It. And I guess you have new products to sell, like Herbalife's products and stuff. Am I gone again? Shit. I better not be. Please hold. Let me see. It looks good on my end. It says excellent connection, so I don't know. Don't know. I feel like if I was gone, you guys would be, like, yelling at me, so... Oh, you see me? Okay. All right. I don't know. That might just be you, Helen. Okay. Sorry. Hi, Katie. Guys, Katie is the one who sent me this video in the first place, so thank you. Okay. All right. Thank you. Thanks, guys. I'm glad you're still... I'm, like, paranoid that we're just gonna lose fucking everything again.
And I was working with a not so great person.
Oh.
And that kind of reminded me, like, hey, what did you say you were going to do a year ago? Like, because there was also this high of her passing. Like, I have to do everything I've ever wanted because life
Right.
is short, and just, all of these things coming to me. And then,
Yeah.
a year kind of trickles by and you're like, oh, I'm a year later. What am I
Right.
doing? And so I
Right.
kind of just kicked myself back into that. What did I say I was going to do?
Like holding yourself accountable.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love this for her. Because I don't know. I don't know if she, like, ever went into, like, actually being in an MLM or anything like that. I don't know what she's doing for work now. I hope she never joined network marketing on behalf of Jessie Lee. What the fuck we were doing? Is it buffering again? Well, shit. Damn it. I'm back again. We're good? Why? Okay, we need to just, like, watch this and get through it before my internet service provider decides to break things again.
Yeah.
And I quit that job.
Good.
I was like, she would not want me treated like this. No, sir.
Yes.
And I don't want myself treated like that. And I literally just said, there's always a way. That's what we always told each other. That's what she always preached. There's always a way. I'm going to quit my job. I'm going to figure it out. And I did. I'm still figuring it out in some sense.
That's okay. That's okay.
But it really just comes down to the accountability and
Yes.
also what do you want your life to look like, and not chasing that, but being that. Even with all the scary unknowns,
Right.
which, believe me, the anxiety is still there. It's not gone away.
Right.
I just have tools now to go like, hey,
Coping skills. Yes.
yeah, like, hey, I know you're there to protect me and, keep me safe.
Okay, I'm sorry. That is not a valid coping skill to deal with anxiety and depression and shit and like grief, Because I'm sorry, like if you're one of God's girlies, that's cool. I understand that religion and like a belief in God. My alarm's going off. I understand that can be like a comforting thing to people. And I know it does provide a lot of comfort to people. And that's what it kind of sounds to me like Carissa is explaining. Like, you're watching over me and I'm very comforted by it. But to say, I have tools in my toolbox now to be able to fight off my demons, basically. I'm going to fight off my anxiety demons. Okay, some people are saying that things are cutting in and out, and other people are saying it's fine. So, yeah, if that's happening, probably just refresh. I don't know. But I guess my point is that I think Carissa, like, this is gonna come back and bite her in the ass. If the audio isn't in sync, try refreshing. Hopefully. So I feel like eventually you're gonna get to a point where, like, suddenly you realize that, like, this is not a healthy coping mechanism. You know what I mean? Do you guys know what I'm trying to say? I think she might be saying that the anxiety is trying to protect her, but it's not always helpful. That doesn't work. What? That doesn't sound right at all. Why would she say that? Because I think the whole point of this is that she's on this podcast because this podcast, like, this lady is like some sort of mental health professional or something. Like how anxiety is really a warning. Maybe I need to rewind it because maybe I misunderstood her. I thought she was saying that she still feels anxious and she still feels depressed and stuff, but she can deal with it now because she has tools in her toolbox. And then she started going off about like, I know you're looking out for me and stuff. So anyway, here, let me rewind it a little bit.
Right.
It's
okay.
But it really just comes down to the accountability and
Yes.
also what do you want your life to look like, and not chasing that, but being that. Even with all the scary unknowns,
Right.
which, believe me, the anxiety is still there. It's not gone away.
Right.
I just have tools now to go like, hey,
Coping skills. Yes.
yeah, like, hey, I know you're there to protect me and, keep me safe.
Mhm.
I got this.
Yeah.
It's time.
Okay, yeah, I'm not really sure what she's trying to say. I guess it could go either way. David, she's not like, I don't think she's like an MD or anything like that, or like a trained like therapist or psychologist or anything, but like, I don't know, her YouTube channel has like a list of like accolades, I suppose, but she can deal with the anxiety because she knows the anxiety is looking out for her, but it can't rule her. That's how I understood it, but maybe I'm wrong. No, I can see that too. But I also, like, I'm seeing it, like, is she saying that Jessie Lee is looking out for her and like, and I got this, like, I don't know. As someone who does also have anxiety, like, I've been actually diagnosed with it when in my 20s. I have never looked at anxiety that way. And not to say that other people don't look at it that way. I look at anxiety as my fucking demon, like, get the fuck out of here. I hate when I get anxious. I don't look at anxiety as something that is protecting me. Yeah, I don't know what she's trying to say either. I think that's why my brain is going to her, like, being like, oh, Jessie Lee is gone, but she's still with me. Because she did say earlier, I don't know how long ago it was, but she was saying, like, Jessie left me physically, but she like left me with a lot, and I think that's when she started going off about the fucking I don't know. Ribbit, what did Ribbit say? I disagree. If you die, it's okay. It's a comforting thing to say to someone who's on the way there. Some may need permission to just let go. Maybe, but with Jessie Lee, I'm not sure. Possibly. But I think because Jessie Lee never like confronted the possibility of losing her life over cancer, even up until the last time she went to the hospital, she never, like Carissa was saying, she never even had a conversation of an alternative. That was not in Jessie Lee's mind. So in Jessie Lee in particular, I feel like that's not something that she would have wanted to hear, but maybe. I don't know. I don't know Jessie. So I think it's a way to view anxiety in a more positive way. Maybe it's because I never went to therapy for my anxiety. Maybe that's something they teach in therapy. I don't know. I never went. I just started taking pills and I'm managing it that way. But to me, like when I think of my anxiety, I hate it. I'm like, you're not trying to protect me. You're trying to fucking keep me indoors and not living my life and just like living as a hermit forever, which is fine too. I would love to just like move into the middle of the forest and never talk to anybody again. Like that sounds great too. Then I wouldn't be anxious ever. But anyway, pills help a lot. They really do. They certainly do. Anyway. I think if Jessie Lee could have slapped her for saying that, she would have. See, that's how I look at it too. But again, I don't know. It's all speculation. And I think this is a really productive conversation to be having. Because it really could go so many different ways. Anxiety controls me and I hate it. Yeah. That's how I feel too. If I don't take my pills and I have anxiety and stuff, I'm not feeling like my body is protecting itself. I'm feeling like I'm being attacked. Like I'm feeling like my body's almost attacking itself. And then like I then I need tools to fight it off, you know? I want to fight off my anxiety. I don't want to say thank you, anxiety, for trying to keep me safe. Like I don't know, but that's just me. It's a way of viewing anxiety through internal family systems. Oh, I don't know anything about that. I love my Lexapro. Oh, no, you're totally fine, Louisa. I'm not trying to invalidate anyone's experiences either. Like, I understand that. I understand what you guys are trying to say, but, like, I've just never looked at anxiety that way. I'm just like, no, it's like a debilitating fucking demon living in my brain, but all right.
For you to take a break. I'm driving. And just, rein it back in because it's not gone, but there's tools now.
It's amazing. So amazing.
It's just a testament of how you can impact someone's life. And even through the podcast, I'm certain that your listeners are finding so much value. Because you're being that person for them, right?
Yes. We're all fighting something. We're all struggling with something. And just to be relatable means so much, I think. Because, when we're stuck in depression or our anxiety, it feels like the world's caving in on you, right? Like we feel like, oh my God, like, and you feel like you're the only person and no one would understand. Right. And that's what, I don't want people to feel like that. Yeah. Because there's so many of us, that are struggling constantly. Mm-hmm. But wow. I hope like all her people feel the same. It has to be her like working through so many of you.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, yes.
I have no doubt.
Well, so what she just said there is she's working through so many of you, right? I didn't mishear that, right? She did just say that's her working through so many of you, and she said, I hope all of her people feel the same way. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, I think they're like attributing Jessie Lee's death to being like a new guardian angel, basically, and it's like I understand that being a source of comfort and like a tool to fight off anxiety and stuff, but I don't think that's a healthy tool because I'm sorry if you're gonna get mad because I'm not a religious person, but I don't think that's based in reality. I really don't. And I think ultimately those kinds of coping mechanisms ultimately, like if you ever fall out of that shit, then you don't know where to land. because that's been your foundation the entire fucking time. Like, well, this whole time, like, I really just thought I had guardian angels, and I thought I had God looking out for me, and like all my ancestors are like, oh my God, I'm so sweaty. Oh God, I'm gonna have to take a shower after this. Blood. It is so fucking hot. Anywho, that's kind of a creepy way of viewing it. Yeah, but like the thing you have to understand, and I don't know where like anyone falls like religiously, but like I was a Christian for 25 years. Even longer than that, actually. I saw I had a picture come up on my Facebook memories like a few months ago, or maybe even just a few weeks ago, of my daughter when she was a baby. And I had her when I was almost 25, I think, right? Yeah, I would have been 24, almost 25 when I had her. And she must have been like at least a year old. And like my Facebook caption, I was writing like, God blessed us with this most beautiful baby. Like, so, and yeah, so when I say I was 20, like I was a Christian for 25 years, it was longer than that. I don't know when I like fell out of that. It was pretty much probably after my miscarriage was when it really started. But I don't know. And then just the state of the world like really threw me for a loop, and then I turned into an atheist. But I guess my point is that it does sound weird to be like, oh wow, like these angels are just like watching me all the time. But like when you're in the realm of Christianity, it's comforting. Like my mom, for example, and I don't talk to my parents anymore. Like it's been since October since I talked to them. So, but I'm sure my mom still feels this way because she's been this way since I've known her. She believes that like that she has guardian angels, and like when she finds like a penny, she's like, that's a penny from heaven, like an angel put that there, because it's like that. I'm sure someone else has to know what I'm talking about. Like I'm sure my mom's not the only crazy person who thinks like that. Oh my God, what is wrong with my hair? Ugh, I'm such a freaking slobby mess right now. Anyway, yeah, so, but that, to my mom, that's a comforting thing. I look at that and I'm like, girl, you're delusional. But, like, to her, it's comfort. So I think a lot of people, like, view angels, spirits, like, the spirit of Jessie Lee is watching over me. That's a comforting thing. And I think to any of us outside of it, yeah, it sounds pretty creepy and weird, but I'm telling you, when you're in it, it's comfort. You want your Reese's? Okay. We bought chocolate while we were running errands today. Give me a minute, bud. I'll get it for you in a sec, okay? Okay. This is what happens when my husband's not home.
I don't know how woo-woo you get, but I talk to her all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I recently just had finally dated back in January after like 2.5 years of 0 dates.
Oh.
And before I went on our second date, I just was talking to her, and I just was saying, I want you to meet this guy. I wish you were here. I would tell you all about him. And
It's almost like she's praying to her. I mean, I don't want to judge her for this, because I totally understand where she's coming from as someone who was in the faith for so long. And, you know, this is going to sound fucking crazy to some of you guys, so don't judge me for this. But after Jessie Lee died, like, I was still really into, like, my tarot cards and stuff. And I still love that stuff, but, like, I don't think that they're real as far as, like, talking to the dead and stuff, or, like, predicting the future. Like, I've never really believed that any of that's true. But when I've been in my meditative states, like, right after Jessie Lee died, I literally would talk. This sounds so crazy. Like, and don't judge me, because when I tell you that Jessie Lee's death fucked me up and it took me 6 months to talk about it, this is where my mind was. I started fucking, like, while I was meditating and, like, doing my journaling and shit, I would, like, try to, like, channel Jessie Lee. I'm not even fucking kidding. I don't think I've ever told you guys this. Like, that it really fucked me up. Even though I'm an atheist, I don't believe in an afterlife. I want there to be an afterlife because of the comfort there, and I think that's part of my deconstruction that I've never been able to work through, and I don't know if I'll ever work through it. It's like wishful thinking for me at this point, where I'm just like, I'm sure there's something after death, right? But yeah, like, I even, like, because sometimes I'll say something mean I mean, I say mean things a lot, but sometimes even I get in my own head where I'm like, Savannah, that might have been a little over the line. I literally, like, think about Jessie Lee and I'm like, shit, like, what would Jessie Lee tell me? That's weird woo-woo. I know it's weird woo-woo, but I don't know how to explain it, but, like, despite the fact that I've been deconstructing from Christianity for however long it's been, I still find myself, like, in a weird, like, spiritual limbo sometimes. So yeah, it's weird. I know. Yeah. Robotocracy. It goes away if you really think about how horrifying it would be to actually exist forever. Yeah, but I still find comfort in the idea that, like, if I were to die, or if my husband were to die, or, like, when my pets die or something, that I'll see them again someday, you know? That I don't know if I'll ever work through that. So, yeah. Oh, Crochet Lover, I'm so sorry. But even, yeah, it is complicated. I don't even know, like, I usually don't even know how to, like, express myself and say words correctly, but, like, this, in and of itself, I'm just like, I don't even know how to explain this to you guys. I'm not, like, there really anymore as far as, like, trying to channel Jessie Lee in meditation and shit, but, like, I really was doing that, like, at first when that was all going down. It's just fucking crazy. Yeah, I don't know if it's superstitious. I wouldn't call it superstitious. I think it's just deeply ingrained indoctrination, if that makes sense. And I don't know, like, that's why I always say, like, with my deconstructing journey, I don't think it'll ever end. I think it's going to be a lifetime thing. I've never been religious, but when I had a mental breakdown last year, that was spurred on mostly by grief. I did lean into superstition. I still don't know if superstition's the right way to put it. It's just more of, like, a sense of, like, spirituality that I never worked out of. Even though, and it's so weird because the logical part of my mind doesn't believe in any of that shit. But it's still so deep in my subconscious that I still do it. I hope that makes sense. And, oh, are you relating to this? Okay, good. Because, like, this is the kind of stuff that I feel like don't say that out loud, Savannah, because people are going to think you're crazy. It's like, I'm on my mental health meds. I just, like, have them here. It's like, people are going to think I'm insane. RFK Jr. is going to send me to a wellness camp. But no, I'm serious. I'm fucking serious, man. Yeah. It really, organized religion, man, fucks you up, fucks everyone up. I don't even remember what she was saying. I think she was saying that, like, she went on a date with someone and she was telling Jessie Lee she wanted to, like, I wish I could introduce him to you and stuff. So, like, it wasn't ever that with me. Like, I never knew Jessie Lee, you know? But in my head, and in my heart, even still now, to this day, I still feel, like, connected to her in a way. Even though, like, she left one comment on my YouTube video one time and then, like, blocked me on everything. That is the extent of my interaction I've ever had with her. So it's not like we knew each other or anything, but I think her death just had such a weird fucking grip on me, and it affected me in a really weird way. So I guess my whole point is I understand where Carissa's coming from, and I can't judge her too hard. But it also is kind of strange to, like, essentially pray to somebody that you only knew for 9 months. Because I was never praying to Jessie Lee. I was just kind of like, I think maybe any sort of guilt. I'm sure I had guilt, you know, when Jessie Lee passed away. Like, to feel like, I think that's why I turned off my monetization on all my content about Jessie Lee for, like, 6 months or something like that. After she died, I turned off all the monetization on all my Jessie Lee stuff because I felt guilty taking money from it. Now I think enough time has passed that I'm not upset about it. But when it first happened, it's because, like, I was, like, people were, like, this was a huge story. People were coming to my channel. Like, within, like, the first month of Jessie Lee's passing, all my Jessie Lee content, like, got, like, 10,000 views or something. So I'm glad I turned my monetization off and didn't get paid for those 10,000 views or whatever it was. My point is that, like, I feel like there must have been some kind of guilt associated with that. So I think, like, when I have tried to, like, channel her, it was maybe a guilt response. I don't know. Sorry. We can keep watching. Enough about me and my dumb shit. I did follow her for years, and so many of us did. But that's also why it's so weird to me that, like, everyone who actually knew her and, like, talked to her and considered her their friend, they don't talk about her anymore. And I'm like, why the fuck am I still, like, I did not know this person, and I still feel, like, connected to her in a weird way. So, like, how the fuck, and people who were in her life, like, don't talk about her anymore. That's so strange to me. So, I don't know. Sorry. Mainstream organized religions. It fucks people up, man. Courtney does. But Courtney's very special. She'll never let go of Jessie Lee.
He brought me purple orchids on our second date, which was like, and I never spoke about this, but
That's
her
my
and
favorite.
it was our
that's
favorite.
my absolute, yep. Purple
Yeah.
orchids specifically, yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, it didn't work out with him, but it was also a reminder, like, hey, you keep saying you got to live your life.
It's very
and you're blocking
parasocial.
this whole other piece of yourself, which is being open to receiving love. And
Right.
I really think it was just her going, hey, I heard you. I'm proud of you.
Oh.
So
But see, that kind of stuff, she's saying that, like, she went on a date with a guy, and she was talking to Jessie Lee and saying, like, I wish I could introduce you to him. And then he brought her favorite flowers, which were also Jessie Lee's favorite flowers. So she's attributing that to being like, it was a sign from Jessie Lee from the dead, basically. And that kind of, if those are the tools that you have walked away from this terrible tragedy holding on to, I feel like that's not a healthy coping mechanism. In the moment, it feels comforting, but she's in the same way Courtney does. It's like her and Courtney and maybe a few other people, but they look at, like, little things and they're like, that's a sign from Jessie Lee. And to me, like, if they ever have, I saw someone in the chat saying, like, a faith-based crisis or, like, falling out of their faith, letting go of those tools, if that is going to be so fucking hard. It's going to cause more than a faith-based crisis. It's going to cause, like, a full-on, like, identity crisis, you know? I feel, while I understand that the comfort that people find in this kind of stuff can be, you know, can be comforting and it can be positive, it's not healthy because it's not based in reality. I'm sorry. I hope what I'm saying makes sense, because I know I'm not good at communicating when it comes to this stuff, but yeah.
So where are you at now with what you're wanting to do? And, like, are you kind of following in her footsteps on anything, keeping anything going, or
Yeah, I really feel like it's a little bit of both. So I'm trying to keep in touch with her coaching group, just
okay.
because, you know, we're all connected through social media. So I do
Right.
try to, you know, pop in and, you know, gather us for certain things. We haven't really pulled the trigger on anything yet, but I do try to
Okay.
keep them.
That's maybe a weird phrase to use. It's also interesting that her, like, Facebook groups and stuff are still up, but I mean, I wonder how active they are, though, you know, of people who were in the Empire, because I'm pretty sure they stopped, like, doing, like, trainings and stuff a while ago. I don't think they're still ongoing doing trainings, but I guess the groups are still together and they still communicate, so yeah.
It within the community, and they keep it running themselves. Honestly,
True, David.
they've not lost touch of that community either. And I think
Really?
we've got, at this point, I think we've got a little under 1,000 people who are still in touch from her coaching program.
Wow.
So there's that as far as, like, you know, her stuff, but really it's just bringing myself back to me. You know, having a child so young and being in a not so great relationship, and a lot of that stems from childhood trauma, which is a totally different episode.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
It's I lost a lot of myself, and you know, I'm a performer. I used to dance. I'm a theater kid. And so a lot of what I've tried to implement, especially this year, is my hobbies. What do I enjoy doing? And why am
Right.
I not doing that? Even if it is for fun, Or even if
Sure.
it's for serious, like I want to make a buck off this. Like if I love it, I need to step into it. And so really
Right.
that's where I'm at, is just stepping into myself again, living for me, people, because I love it, but I
Right.
also need to be of service to me.
To
And
yourself.
when you're a performer, I really think that a piece of you can die if you don't continue being a creative and continue doing what breathes life into you.
Right.
So I'm trying to breathe some life back into me and see where that's gonna come from. I'm not 100% sure. I'm leaving
That's
it open.
okay. Girl, I'm going on 49 and I still wonder all the time.
This
There's
girl's
plenty of
49?
time.
Just never, yeah.
Shit. She looks younger than me. This bitch is 49. Damn. Girl, whatever you're doing, keep doing it, because she looks great.
You just never know. Our grandson, our oldest grandson, lives with us here in.
Grandson? This lady has a grandson. I'm sorry, she looks amazing. Damn. What the hell? I would have never thought. Holy shit, that's wild. She looks amazing.
Nashville. He's a competitive dancer.
No way.
Yeah, and he just turned 10, but
Holy shit.
like kind of what you're saying about all that, that's something we definitely want to instill in him.
Yeah.
You know, so he never loses himself, because it's so easy
Exactly.
to do. It's
It
so
is.
easy to do.
Yeah. Especially I think that when you're meant to have kids, you're gonna have them. But I am an advocate for people who are like, I'm not sure I want kids. I'm like, and that's okay. Because it was a lot at 21 to not only did my body completely change, and that was a whole other thing, but it was like I wanted to be this type of mom where she saw me dancing and she saw me in theater, and I wanted her to grow up in the theater.
Yeah.
And there's still time, but it was like I didn't do any of that. And
Yeah, Melissa, she's definitely had work done. Definitely Botox. Like, look at that forehead, honey. It is smooth as a baby's butt. Lip filler, yeah. I mean, I'm not judging. I have lip filler too, and I would get Botox if I could fucking afford it. But it's so expensive, and you have to get it done like every 3 to 4 months or something like that. Can't afford that shit. But good on her. She looks great. I don't think she's had a facelift. No, because like when people have a facelift, I mean, unless it's done well, I guess. Like there's mini facelifts now that like look really good. I don't think she's had a facelift. She doesn't look like she's had a facelift. Maybe like, well, she's definitely had injectables, but like maybe in the cheeks a little bit or something. Definitely in her lips, and then I think she's had Botox on her forehead and like here. Maybe like an eye lift or something. She's obviously had work done, but it's working for her.
I don't want her to become a mom and think I have to throw all these pieces of me away. And so that's a
Yes.
big part of it too, is, you know, my daughter, I want her to, no matter her path, I want her to know like who
Damn,
you are
J-Rob,
and
that's
what you
wild.
love matters, no
Right.
matter if you're a mom or not.
Yes.
Just do what makes you happy, be in your joy. And so that's a big factor in me trying all these things and, you know, trying to find what's my, you know, where's my zone and where I'm going.
Right. But
Karina?
that's the best way to teach her, is for her to.
You're right, Karina. We're not ugly. We're just poor. Honestly, I'm glad, like, because I was wanting to get my lips touched up, like, fucking probably like 6 or 8 months ago at this point. What's broken?
My tummy.
Your tongue is broken?
No, my tummy.
Your tummy is broken?
No. My tummy is burping.
Your tummy is burping?
Yeah.
Interesting. Words of wisdom for a 4-year-old. Oh, I was saying, like, I'm glad I didn't end up getting my lips redone, because I actually am, like, happy with, I mean, maybe just, like, a slight volume increase at this point, just to, like, get rid of some of the wrinkles that are coming back, but, no, I'm glad I didn't when I wanted to, because then I feel, because I don't ever want to get to the point where I just look plastic, you know, but I really do love my lip injections. Yeah, no shade. Definitely no shade.
to witness that all in you.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm sure she's what, 5, 6?
She is almost 8.
Oh, she's almost 8 now.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we moved
Okay.
here in 2022 when she was 5. So
Oh, when she was in kindergarten.
Yes.
Right. Okay.
4-year-olds are the best. Yeah, my imaginary kids, remember? Remember? Because that Amber Lee Kubina chick said that. That girl's not even a mom. No, what you guys just heard was my invisible ghost child. That clearly doesn't exist.
Okay.
yeah.
Lay off
Oh
the
yeah, she's
champagne.
8. She's like a little sponge right now. She's seeing everything you're doing.
Oh yeah.
She's witnessing all of that.
Yes.
No, and I mean, would she wonder like why you were sad or why you were depressed like that last year or so?
Oh yeah. And it hit her pretty hard too because
I was gonna say, did she know her?
She
Like,
knew
was she
her.
around her? Yeah.
Yes.
Aw.
And she was really the only person when she was with me, because we do every other week.
Okay.
Jessie Lee was the only other person my daughter had met, like through me. So it was really like she knew, it's like when you go over to your mom and dad's house and you bring
Right.
kids, like it's just
Right.
a normal thing. It was kind of like that. Like I'm like, we're not going home yet. We're going to Jessie Lee's. She
Right.
knew her. She'd play with her dogs. Like
Aw.
she
like she's our person too. Yeah. Like
Yeah.
It's part of your life.
right. So
Aw.
it was really that was hard too, just knowing that it affected her as well. And I didn't think twice that, she would grieve
Right.
her as well, but she did. And
Oh,
so
sure.
I would,
Aw. See, that's a really hard age to go through that, I guess. Like, even Courtney Shortney's kids, well, at least the daughter is younger, but wasn't she saying, like, right after Jessie Lee died, wasn't she saying that, like, Jessie Lee was speaking through her or something? Or Courtney was trying to convince her that Jessie Lee was speaking through her or some shit? Like, that is so, like, irresponsible parenting. I still cannot believe that happened. I don't remember the exact situation, but I'm pretty sure I talked about it in my video about Courtney. Well, I think it's the final part in my Jessie Lee series. I talked about Courtney and Avi and Kelsey Ray and stuff, but in the Courtney section, I'm pretty sure I included a clip of that where she's literally like, yeah, Jessie Lee's speaking through my daughter or some weird shit like that. Like, yeah. Weird. So at least, like, it seems like Carissa, like, was a lot more responsible when it comes to her relationship between